What if radiant, healthy skin wasn't about expensive creams or painful procedures, but about harmony, humor, and a holistic approach to life? Today's guest knows that better than anyone. Chris Gibson is America's holistic esthetician, a best-selling author, licensed skincare formulator, and beloved YouTuber whose channel, Chris Gibson Live, has empowered more than 500,000 followers to rethink what true beauty and self-care mean. Chris's journey began with a deeply personal battle against severe cystic acne, a struggle that led him through years of frustration, depression, and trial and error before he discovered the power of natural healing. His transformation not only changed his skin, it changed his purpose. His breakout book, Acne-Free in 3 days, sold over 1 million copies, launching a decades-long mission to help others heal from the inside out. Now in his 60s, with skin that seems to defy time, Chris continues to inspire people worldwide through his warm, science-backed, and refreshingly candid approach to skincare and wellness. In this episode, you'll discover how holistic skincare can transform not only your appearance, but your confidence and mental well-being, the truth behind the most popular anti-aging myths, and how small daily rituals can help you glow naturally at any age. So for all you beauty enthusiasts and wellness seekers who are tired of skincare overwhelm, this conversation will remind you that the most beautiful skin is the one that reflects a balanced, authentic you. So let's get into it. Hi, Chris. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's a delight. It's so wonderful to have you. Okay. So you have quite a story. When you were young, yes, you struggled with cystic acne. That is something that so many young people are tortured with. And tortured is probably the right word because it really does have an impact on everybody's self-esteem and their confidence, emotional health. Can you take us back to that chapter of your life and what ultimately sparked your healing transformation?
Yeah. Somebody told me back then when I was struggling with all of that I would be doing what I do today. And all the stuff that's happened along, I wouldn't have believed it. I wouldn't have believed it. Because when you're in the midst of that, it takes all your attention. Like it colors everything, like any illness does, especially if you're young. So the fact that I kept getting my hopes up, well, we're going to give you these medications, and didn't get rid of it.
Did you do the Accutane?
Yeah, I did Accutane when it came out in the early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little better while I was on it. I did that twice, actually.
Yeah, and it was all about like oxycodone, alcohol, like those really harsh things. We scrubbed and we did all these crazy things.
All the wrong things. I had a really good dermatologist, which was how I learned about sunscreen early on. And hot, warm water, steam cloth. Not every product is right for you just because it says it's an acne product. I learned that from the dermatologist when I was younger. That if it's not helping, it's just not helping. It's not right. And not to dry out your skin.
Mm-hmm.
So he was pretty progressive for that time, for that type of illness. The whole goal was to prevent scarring.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't look at it from something's off in your digestion or something. They didn't look at it that way. They looked at, well, everybody gets it, or like almost everybody gets it. So we want to prevent scarring. And that's what they would tell you when you would go in. We're going to have you do, so we don't want you to get scars left over when it clears up. Well, it just never cleared up. So when I was in my early 20s, I was wanting to be in broadcasting and on television, and the agents were telling me that was going to be a problem. I need to get, because I had cystic acne. This is not just a little bump here, this bumpy looking skin.
Yeah.
So I go to the dermatologist, the top one there in Dallas where I lived at the time, in my regular job where I could afford that. And they handed me the same prescriptions, the same thing. And I just put them in the trash. I remember dropping those in the trash can, little bit trash thing on the way out the door. So I paid for nothing. So that's what started me looking outside of that answer, because there was not an answer. 10 years of that, 11 years of that, not an answer. So I ended up going to an herbal store. Somebody mentioned to me that herbs could help them. And there was no vitamin shops in the 80s. You didn't have any of that stuff. You had to go, the store was at the end of a shopping mall. Look, it was a cult store. So they had the herbs and then the incense, all the other stuff.
A cult store.
Yeah, the occult store.
The occult store.
The occult store.
So there were tarot cards, incense.
Yeah, the
And
whole
then
thing.
some
Yeah,
herbs and tinctures.
because no one was doctors were saying back then you didn't need vitamins. They were not worth your time.
Yeah.
So now we know different, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I took the herbal medication that I was given and it made it worse. And they tell me it would probably make it worse before it got better. And that's when the light bulb went off.
Mm.
Oh, wait a minute. If I'm eating something and it's doing this, it's got to be something I'm eating.
Oh.
So I dug deeper into the holistic side, went on a fast for 3 days. I talk about that in the book. So without dairy and sugar and all that stuff in my diet, guess what? The acne stopped. It stopped. The redness went away. The bumps went away. It was insane. I mean, I had been dealing with that for so long. And so I went on probiotics, which were, again, not very popular. There was no activity
Wow,
there.
you were ahead of your time.
Way ahead, way ahead. So I learned about fasting. I learned about digestion, colon cleanses, sunscreen really early on.
Mm.
And that has benefited me, obviously, throughout the years. I still do intermittent fasting now.
Mm-hmm.
Still don't have a lot of sugar in my diet now.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally that gets in there. But even today, if I start really getting too far across the line with refined sugars, I will get bumped. I will start to get bumps. I will get breakouts.
Amazing? Yeah.
So for me, there are a lot of things that go into acne breakouts. So don't spend too much time here. Your diet really does. They know now that the spikes in blood sugar can really make flare-ups for rosacea, eczema, and acne much, much worse.
Mm-hmm.
So you really do yourself a favor by taking that stuff out of your diet for a while and seeing the results. So that's what I wrote the book on, was my experience. It was not a how-to. It was what I did.
Mm.
And it resonated with a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
at that time. So yeah, now today we have different light therapies are helpful for acne. Different wavelengths of light are helpful, all in controlling the bacteria, because there's 3 things that go in there. That's the pore size and the way your skin works as an individual, your chemistry, the oil you produce, and the bacteria that we all have. We all have that acne bacteria on our skin. It eats our skin oil. It digests it.
Yeah.
So it's only in certain individuals that it's a problem, where your immune system goes, what is that? And treats it like an infection. So instead of getting a little zit or a blackhead, you get a cyst around it. So in those individuals, especially now, we know that altered dairy products can cause that to be worse. Refined sugar is a high sugar diet, which isn't good for you anyway, for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
Making sure you have enough fiber, you eat a well-balanced meal. The Mediterranean diet is the easiest thing for people to recognize when we talk about this, but it's a little bit different. It's anti-inflammatory. It's a little bit different for everybody.
Yeah.
Some things don't bother people. Some things do.
Yeah.
But my dermatologist told me it wasn't the chocolate. It was the sugar in the chocolate. Even before I put that together, that my diet, when I was in college, I lived on that stuff.
Right.
I mean, I was working overnight as a police dispatcher, believe it or not, while I went through school. So here I'm up all night studying as my grades were good, because I had nothing else to do in a small town, right? And then I was eating Snicker bars and all this stuff, terrible stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so my skin was reacting to that. So I learned about antibiotics and how to rebalance my gut health. And that, I think one of the reasons the book exploded when it did is that's when the super bugs became apparent and the overuse of antibiotics.
Yeah.
The evidence was so there that the pharmaceutical companies and the medical establishment couldn't really argue with it anymore, because people were dying from that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So MRSA and all of those things just happened to be around the time I was already on television talking about gut health and stuff. So it was a really interesting time.
Mm-hmm.
But it just re-solidified to me. It's just like today, whenever I do a video on something, I talk about skincare ingredients and what to expect for them and when you should call it quits, and teaching people to take the selfie when you start something, when at 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, educating people that take skin a long time to respond to stuff unless it's traumatized, like a peel.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to instantly wake up. I don't care what it says on the label, and look 10 years younger. Not going to happen. Yeah, I'm very straightforward with that. And I think that's helpful, because there's a tendency in the skincare industry still to word things in such a way that it would lead you to believe that you're going to get an X result very quickly. And it just doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. So yeah, it's been a wild ride, and I'm not done yet, apparently.
Yeah. Hit subscribe right now for more soulful stories and inspiring conversations with me and the Human Beauty Movement podcast. Wow, so much to talk about here, because it seems like fast forwarding now, a lot of people are more aware and educated about functional medicine, food is
Right.
medicine, the idea of like a Mark Hyman 10-day detox and getting rid of like those refined sugars and the dairies and things like that too.
Right.
It's almost like that elimination diet to see what is actually causing a lot of the woes that we have, either with our physical health, because a lot of
Right.
people have heart problems, gut problems, and immunity problems. And of course, when it comes to skincare, we didn't put those things together. Like what you're eating is actually like affecting your skin. We used to think that it was just like you're eating too much pizza or greasy food and you're getting a greasy face
Yeah.
because you're eating grease. But no, who would have ever thought back then that it's like the sugar? And we're battling against all of these big food companies that are selling us all this junk because it's addictive to eat so much sugar and
It is.
all these hidden sugars that are in a lot of processed foods. So
Right.
if we eliminate processed foods and we get more to a whole food kind of a diet, then yeah, a lot of things will dramatically improve. Maybe not overnight, but and you might feel worse before you get feel better, or look worse before you look better. But eventually, yeah, it's incredible how it can actually help in so many aspects. And so how interesting that you were able to find that early on and really kind of proselytize the idea of holistic health
Yeah.
as far as something that helped you and your skin. And then it's starting to finally take effect many, many, many decades later.
Yeah, that was the thing. It was never about, I wasn't focused on anti-aging. I was focused on clear skin.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't until when I turned 50, we went somewhere. It was, you had to be carded to go in. I can't remember. It might have been in Vegas. It might have been one of the casino things, but it was something like that. And I wasn't expecting for someone to check my ID. And so that's the first thing they goes, wow, you don't look anything near 50. Now, I was 40 when I was on TV for the book. And TV producers would come in expecting a 40-year-old, and
they're like, wait
you
a
don't
minute.
look 40. You don't look. I said, well, how old do I have to look? They were expecting someone to come on, and I've always had high energy, and because I work out, I'm big on my fitness as well. It's not just skincare. So I usually don't sound this raspy. I sound raspy. I sound old today. But usually, to me, I like that. Sounds terrible. But normally, I'm high energy. People would get on YouTube and go, as soon as they found out how old I was, they're like, that can't be true. So there are a lot of people my age. They'll look just fine. I know them. Not even just celebrities, but I mean, people that have really focused on their well-being and leaned that way most of their life usually aren't broken down or feeling tired. I don't have that stuff. So it's not really that unique, but I think what we see and what's put in front of us as far as what the media's portrayal of aging has been does play a role, like the way you dress, how you take care of yourself.
Yeah.
I love, my favorite meme is the Golden Girls meme of them at my age.
Right.
Looking they did. And then people the same age today.
Yes.
If they were to redo that show, how different
it's so true.
They look. And it's one, over time, even with all the crappy food and stuff, general health of the entire world has gotten better. I mean, we're learning, so, genetically it should pay off as you go through generations. Just like people are so much taller now. Did you not ever notice that? Somebody told me that the two generations after me are taller on average, especially the men.
Oh, interesting.
I used to be the tall guy. Like I was the
How
tall
tall are
guy.
you?
And I was 6 feet tall.
Okay.
I was the tall guy. Like I was taller than everybody in my class, and all the pictures you go back and look in the yearbooks, and I'm the tallest one. I walked through an airport and I'm like, good grief. Everybody's a giant now. They're huge, but it's because their parents had better, my mom was a Depression era child. So she was born in 35. So of course there were rations, and she had her health was not great as she got older, from like bone density and arthritis and all that. I don't have arthritis at all, and I'm 61. So she really paid the dues for that life. But then my life was much healthier, and I think I got things earlier that things people get in general today.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it. It's just our outlook. And then you've got shows that are from the 80s that you watch today, and they're so relevant topic wise. They're relevant topic wise, with the exception of smartphones. But the people look exceptionally older. And so I think it's a little bit slanted, but I do get most of my friends, I will say most of my friends are in their 30s to 40s, a few 50s, and I have two that are my age that can keep up with me. And they complain about their friends that are the same age slowing down, all this stuff that's going on. And I'm like, I'm not slowing down. You're lucky. I had a black eye up until like a week ago. And you know how I got that?
How did you get it?
Outside in a tree. Here in Florida, we have in California.
Is there a story behind you being up in a tree?
Yeah, I was cutting limbs out. I was frustrated with the way it looked. So rather than having
a cat or anything,
no, not that glamorous. Rather than having the yard guy do it, I impatiently got up there. And in Florida, the palm trees are rough. They're scrubby, so they've got these. When you cut the limbs off, these pieces stick out like this. No. It's kind of pretty. I mean, like a texture thing. They're not those long, skinny California palm trees or coconut palms. Like that. Yeah. So I, on the ladder, climb up there to cut the limb, and the limb snapped and got me right above the eye.
Ooh,
just a little cut right here. But then I stepped on those things that stick up like this. Well, they're all rotten, of course. So then I slide down and I scraped my hand. It's all healed now. I'm a super healer. I heal really fast. My friends that saw that, the next week they saw me, they go, how's that possible? Like, I've always been like that. So skip my knee, skip my hand. My neighbor said, I heard the leaves ruffled and I heard woof. And she goes, well, that's an ambulance trip for him. No. And I popped up and I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. So this little cut though, this is the aging thing. This little cut though,
I was like, I can't see anything,
the bone. But... No, it's almost all completely gone. There's a little mark here. So over the next 12 hours, my eye started to turn black here, went across my eyelid, and then curled out, sort of like the Egyptian eye makeup. It looked like that on one side. Then the whole eye turned black, and it was at a raccoon eye from a little cut right there. However,
looked really cool, actually.
Yeah, really like, oh, well, everybody said, you need to tell a better story. Like that, you should see the other guy.
Yeah.
It never hurts. It never swole. But it has
swollen in a bad way.
Swollen, bad, swollen. And didn't swell up. It is gone. So, but of course, I knew to use vitamin K cream and Hilly Crystal oil. There are things I know to help with that process. But the healing process on my hands, this is really scraped up. And it's like completely gone. So I think that's just my general health is good, which I know. And I do monitor it. I do blood tests every quarter. I pay for them myself, do a whole panel to check where everything is. I love the biological marker test, which says I'm 38 to 40. I'm 61. Like, so if I will stay out of trees, I might make it to 100. You just never know.
Yeah. I think about when my mom was 35, she had 6 children. And I look at pictures and I'm like, man, when I was 35, I was just having my first child, or my first and only child. And there's just such a difference now. And part of it, I think, is because there's almost like this difference where, yes, people are more sedentary. There are a lot of issues with people just not getting proper nutrition and proper fitness, as it were. But then there's also, on the flip side, much more awareness and interest in longevity and vitality and looking and feeling your best. And so I think that as we are able, like on this podcast and on your YouTube, educate more people about the benefits of wellness, of holistic true health, of just like really taking care of yourselves and this temple that we have, then we'll be able to have a lot of more people living healthier and much more vital longer. And that's really the goal. We want people to be as healthy as possible. I mean, looks and all of that aside, it's like you want to be able to like wake up and not be in pain. Right, you want to not feel achy. You want to be able to keep up. You want to just be able to be your vital best.
That's like happy, healthy, dead. Like, yeah, boom.
Not suffering, ailing.
Not suffering. Yeah. Anything can happen to anybody at any time when it comes to dis-ease. But you really do improve your odds of mobility and energy as long as you stay at it. It just make it consistent and a habit.
Yeah.
So I will catch myself sitting too long. Smartphones are the worst because I didn't have trouble ever with the social media piece of it because I don't spend that much time on those pieces. But because I can work from my phone now, I can answer emails from my phone now, I can upload videos, edit that, I can do everything on this phone. I can sit without having to get up and do anything for hours at a time. And I have set alarms in my phone.
Good idea.
To go off, you need to move. And I have my Fitbit's not on today, but I have that also just the same thing. You need to get up, move. Yeah. So because time just goes by when you're focused.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
an
You have no
hour will go
idea that you
by.
spent that much time just scrolling or
Yeah.
doing your
Or
work
more than
or
like,
checking
uh,
emails or texts or whatnot.
it's weird when you're on a laptop or desktop. It's different because you realize you're at a desk and you'll get up. But your phone, you're in your easy chair, you're on the couch, the TV's on,
Right?
whatever. You're distracted, you're relaxed, and you're doing this.
Mm.
Yeah, and then the tech neck thing, I'm a real, I'm like, I don't want that. I don't have it at 61. My neck is in really good shape. Somebody just said that on the video from yesterday, day before. Your neck looks really good for your age. I'm like, you guys comment on the weirdest stuff, but it's
Okay, thank you.
but the video that caused all the controversy on my channel when I talked about my age the first time at 56 was a neck video.
Mm.
I was talking about how to keep this looking good and
Yeah,
tight.
because if you're wearing sunscreen, a lot of people forget about the neck. And
Yeah,
then
and
it's like
so I
the
talked about
difference
the
with
fact that I was good with that. Talked about the fact that I did facial
the neck and
yoga.
the hands. Mhm.
Yeah, and then I used good products and it kept us hydrated and
Mhm.
protected. And it no matter where you are, just doing those things would make an improvement. And so people started watching that. That video blew up because people were watching that one because I'm on the thumbnail showing that, and with my age underneath me, 56, and you're like,
Mhm.
liar, you're lying. And some of those folks are never satisfied. So
Oh, no.
I put my passport on the thing. I was not going to put my address and my driver's license up on there. Now I'm not doing that. So I'm like, you can go find me. You can public records. It's easy to prove all this. But
Mhm.
then that group, that hard-nosed group about it goes, well, then you've had work done.
Mhm.
So you get them convinced of one thing, and then it's some other reason that it can't be so. So it's like, I let that go. I'm like, I help enough people that makes me happy.
For
My
sure.
YouTube channel viewers are really, really good. I would say 99.9% of the comments are usually,
How helpful.
they're not always super positive, but
Yeah.
they're constructive or they're positive or they're helpful to someone else.
Uh-huh.
Rarely do I get a troll,
Uh-huh.
and they
It's gonna
disappear
happen.
really
Right,
quick.
right.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because my goal is for not anybody to be intimidated, body positivity. I do a lot of, on Instagram, there are a lot of thirst traps of me. I just did a whole thing for a fitness brand, shirtless, which is 61. People are like, somebody just saw one of the ads and wrote me. It's like, I hate your guts. Because we're the same age. We've known each other since we were in our teens. He goes, you make me sick. I'm like, he goes, how do you
Thank
look
you.
like that? And they're like, thanks. Well, he's kidding. But yeah, we did a photo shoot. Even the guys that were, because I work out. Like I have my Peloton, I have my weights. When I got this place, I made sure I had a room for gym because I don't like the public gym.
Oh, okay.
Just because I don't like waiting and I have a very limited amount of time available. And now that people know who I am, I have no peace when I'm there.
Mm.
Once someone figures out who I am, it's like, oh. So I go every once in a while with my friends. I'll go and do the treadmill there, but I have all that here.
Mhm.
But I'm very consistent with it, is the
Mm.
point. So that's what I told the photographers. It's like, I am constantly working on myself. Like I do stretches. I have the Peloton. I take the classes. I work out. I try to get outside. It's Florida. I moved here for a reason, so I can be outside more of the year.
Right.
Because I spent almost 30 years in Pennsylvania. Beautiful place. Miss parts of it, but I do not miss winter.
Right.
Coming up,
Exactly.
that dark period from like Thanksgiving until like Easter
Mhm.
chilled me. I mean, I grew up in Texas in the sun. So when I moved up there, it was a novelty because the trees would turn, it would snow. That 5 years of that, I was like, you shovel that stuff. I'm not doing it anymore. But it was a good chapter, but I'm happy to be somewhere where I can be outside, and I take advantage of that.
For
Like
sure.
I get out, I try to eat outside, I try to be outside.
Well, I think that that's so healthy too, is just to not be sitting inside in a dark
It
room
is
with
fresh air.
artificial light for most of your day. Get outside, see the nature, see the water.
If you're clinically depressed, and
Oh,
because I'm not a doctor, I'm not trying to, but
yeah,
I
yeah.
know for me, like everybody's a little bit clinically depressed, and because we get roped into stuff, usually because stuff we can't control. There's nothing better than going out and just turning everything off and sitting
Mhm.
outdoors on a nice day with the
Mhm.
tree, just being out of that
Mhm.
whole thing and go, oh, this is what being a human is about.
Exactly. Stop watching the news.
Yeah.
I'm curious because you wrote your book after you had your experience of this amazing transformation from having cystic acne, from discovering holistic medicine and what we would call holistic medicine. And then you decided to become like a licensed esthetician for a period of time. Was that because you felt like you had more
I
to
wanted
offer
more
in
to
terms
learn.
of,
Yeah.
you wanted to
I wanted
learn as well as to continue to help people from a more professional way.
I wanted to formulate skincare products
Got
was the
it.
big driver. And I knew that to do that, I needed to know a lot more than what I do.
Got it. Got it.
Surprisingly, that's always saying you're never done. I
Oh,
mean,
there's
never you know
always so much
skincare as
more
you
to
do
know.
in the back. You're never finished. You're never done. There's never a time you go, well, I'm learned all I can learn. I'm just going to do this. So I don't do in-office stuff anymore. I do visit spas and wellness centers here, and I do treatments with them. I will try stuff out and give
Sure.
my advice on some of the new technology, which is a lot of fun. I've got 2 more videos coming out on some of the new stuff that's just insane. But it's easier for me to stay in touch with the studies and the information, not doing that and then providing that information on YouTube and through
Sure.
my online community and what have you, and encouraging people to see their dermatologist.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing to do.
Yes.
I've never said you should. Mine was amazing because a dermatologist, a medically trained licensed dermatologist, can sit you down and they're able to help you understand your skin's unique needs.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's a little bit different. Some people
Yeah.
Retin-A, tretinoin works extremely well. Other people can't put it anywhere near their skin.
Mm-hmm.
So to go get a baseline visit where they look at you, make sure you don't have any skin cancers, this is a really good thing. You get and it's not that expensive. It's a couple $100. They can tell your skin type. They can tell your moisture levels. They can use the sun delight on you to see where you have damage that you may not even see yet.
Yep.
And they can prescribe things both over the counter and prescription that can keep you from looking 1,000 years old when that stuff starts to pop up. So
Right.
I'm a very big encourager of that all the time.
Yeah.
People do send me stuff. I'm like, you need to go to the doctor. Thanks, but that's a little personal and you need to take that to the doctor.
It's like, what should I do about this wart down here? It's like, okay, I didn't need to see that.
The Dr. Mike did a whole thing on that, and I wanted to send him an email. I go, you talked about the holistic way to treat moles and warts and stuff. I have a video on that. And suddenly everybody's wanting to talk about down south with that. I'm like, that is not my job. Go to see your doctor. These things will work. You got if you got a wart on your hand, you can actually do the baking soda and castor oil with a Band-Aid. We'll get rid of it. A piece of duct tape because you're smothering the virus in there.
And I've heard people tying strings or a piece of hair.
Oh no, skin tags. I don't know why anybody would do that.
I'm like, oh,
you can literally go to your dermatologist or you can go to a
and have it
medical
lasered
esthetician,
off. Yeah,
and it takes 2 seconds and it's gone. It doesn't even hurt. So why would you go to all that bleed all over the place? It's
now, you get sent a lot of stuff. You've been in the industry. You've formulated. I'm curious, what has impressed you, and then on the other side, what has driven you crazy? What is something you're like, oh, I wish I didn't see this anymore.
Oh, there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Especially with TikTok. What really gets me crazy is when people put stuff out and they're having people put corrosive material on their skin, like toothpaste or lemon juice or grape juice or anything like that.
Like the TikTok make me do it kind of things.
Yeah, that drives me crazy because people get hurt. You can get a really bad case of dermatitis from something, and that is no fun. That's 3 to 6 weeks for that to clear up for most folks, and a trip to the doctor. So
I know Ryan Seacrest he was a proponent of that because he was a Crest spokesperson for a while, and he's like, oh yeah, I put the toothpaste on my skin. He was actually one that had a lot of people doing that.
Yeah, they'll do that. So that stuff makes me crazy. I think the 2 most exciting things for me so far have been the use of red light therapy, getting it out of sports medicine and into the skincare arena where it actually does do a lot of good things for a lot of folks. I'm a big believer in that technology. Used consistently, it can be very helpful. Been around for a long time. People don't know that sports medicine. So how do you think they got those crumpled players off the field and back out in 2 weeks? So that was part of that therapy. So I like that that's available to people in the home now. And then the stuff that's with the electromagnetic energy, radio frequency, all of those non-invasive ways to help build collagen back in the skin. That's really exciting to see human studies come out and show that it actually works. There was a lot of controversy over that. I mean, it seems like there's something new every day. When it comes to skincare products, I was baffled with the word that hyaluronic acid became a thing. I'm like,
right?
I'm like, how did you guys take something that has been around aging the
Ever.
skin produces anyway and turn it into a specialized product. I'm like, how does that
People
happen?
charge, the companies charge for it too.
I'm like, it's
Yeah.
hyaluronic acid. That's
Hyaluronic
a
acid.
basic component of most moisturizing creams. And then you know what happened? We had the hyaluronic acid. So there's the hyaluronic acid serums came out, and then suddenly they were going, I tried using that. It was awful. I'm like, where do you live? And they're like, oh, I'm in Phoenix. Or I'm like, you can't use that as this term in Phoenix. It's going to take moisture out of your skin and into the air. You have to use something like polyglutamic acid. Well, what is that? So I had to explain that. They were like, that stuff's amazing. How come I didn't know about that? Because that's been popularized as a one-size-fit-all skincare ingredient. Doesn't work. It's got to be combined with other stuff. So that was very baffling to me, and then I knew when they started just providing the serum, the hyaluronic acid serum,
pure
I was
hyaluronic
like,
acid.
yep, that's not going to go well. So, but I was excited to see brands like The Ordinary and Good Molecules make these very, very limited ingredient formulas.
Yeah, like single ingredient things.
Yeah, that were really great and made them affordable for folks. The caveat being that people have to know how to use them. To use them properly. So I spend a lot of time on my videos when I'm talking about those products, explaining how to use them and what to expect. And then another focus is individuals' skin chemistry. Like, not everything is going to work the same for everybody. I've spent money on some serums that are a car payment for some people. Like, I won't mention any names because I won't bash brands. I won't do that. But I spent $300 on a serum that was supposedly Oprah loves this serum, what have you. They didn't really market it like she's telling you to use it. She loves it. So I'm like, I'm going to try this. With my own money, I'm going to try this. Nothing. Didn't get anything out of it. And there are another maddening thing, there are some skincare ingredients that, like exosomes. And
I was just going to ask you about your take on exosomes.
What's the other one? I can't think of it right now. Anyway, molecular skincare. We'll go with that.
Yeah. What is your take on exosomes?
You have to get the real thing. Use a prescription version. It's going to stimulate stem cells and all that. You're going to have to get a prescription version. Does it help? I think some. I've tried it. I got off of tretinoin, which worked well for me, and switched over to the exosomes, and have my skin looks just as good as it did on the tretinoin without irritation. Problem with me and tretinoin is that if it migrates to my eyelids, we're done. My eyelids will peel for a week.
Yeah. The desquamation is for real.
Yeah, I was putting Vaseline on my eyelids to keep that from getting over, because it'll migrate even if you don't touch your eyes. Just the oils in your skin will pull it along and kind of move it around. So I would say, for me, the prescription. Now, I tried the plant-based version. You can get over the counter. It didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, because you can get stuff for like $20.
Yeah, it's hydrating, but you used to know the difference. Ones that are prescription are not plant-based. Those are molecular formulations that are designed to activate components of the mitochondria in your cell. It's at a cellular level type of thing. So while there's nothing wrong with the plant exosomes, they're going to be very hydrating and they're good for your skin, but they're not going to, I would say they're not active. That's the thing. Anytime you get something prescription.
So from your perspective, it's more marketing.
It's more marketing.
Okay.
So, I mean, the science behind it's the same. What you're getting.
But if it's not bioavailable, then it's not working.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of like collagen that you put on your skin. That's
I battled that one too.
Yeah.
I battled that one in reverse because I'm a big believer in collagen peptides, the amino acids you need.
Right.
So when I would do that, I read that collagen doesn't work because you put it on your skin. It doesn't, it's too big, like the whole thing. And I'm like, we're not talking about collagen. We're talking about amino acids. Your skin knows how to use those. Your skin will absorb those, and they're good in your diet anyway. And so one of the things in the skincare line, one of the things in the supplement line that we're working on is a collagen gummy that's combined with vitamin C already. So that, because you need vitamin C, you need to be good on your vitamin C in your diet to have collagen peptide amino acids work well, to be effective, to be as effective. So, and that's what I mean. The marketing sells it one way and it gets it in people's hands and then they're like, now what? Now what do I do? What should I expect? So people are expecting to take the collagen peptides and have 30-year-old skin within like 8 weeks. So I did a video on that. I took collagen peptides for 8 weeks. I'd never taken them in my diet before. Here's what I noticed after 8 weeks. And then I followed up again, 3 months later. So were there benefits? Yeah. Visible benefits? Yeah. But they didn't happen overnight. So everybody's trained for like quick fixes and fast results. And I spend a lot of time trying to educate people on, you got to get something 90 days, really. Now,
At
you might
least
get lucky.
28 days and then
You
90 days
might
to see
get
a full effect.
lucky
Yeah.
and be one of those people that uses a dark spot correcting serum, and those melanin patches are very surfacey and they
Mhm.
go away. But what people don't realize, a lot of these are rooted deeply into layers of your skin, and it's going to take a while for
Mhm.
that to go away. So they're not patient enough with a lot of things when it comes to that. So I try to work on that with folks a lot. Just be patient. And then the other thing I battle is everybody wants to buy everything I review. Whatever I talk about, they get it. I'm like, why would you do that? My channel, where in the video
Okay.
does it say you need to buy this? That's rare that I say you need to get this. I don't ever say that.
Really?
What I
There's
do,
nothing that you're like, "Run out and get
no,
this"?
no,
Oh,
there have been a few. There have been a few
okay.
that said work well for me. If there's a good price and a good product that
Okay.
way, that I'll get excited over. But in general, I review a lot of products for their ingredients and what you should expect.
Mhm.
And people think just because I'm reviewing that, I always give the positive benefits and the time frames. So there are some folks that will try to buy every single thing I review. Like, why would you do that? Do you have a moisturizer that works well and you're happy with it? Yeah, then why would you
change it?
or at least wait till you run out, try that one, because you're just replacing it. And it's like, I can't afford to buy all this stuff you talk about. Well, you're not supposed to. When you walk into any place, drugstore, Sephora, Ulta, wherever, if you go in a place that has a lot of skincare, do you want to try everything off this shelf? No, but we're all just brainwashed that we need to buy that. That's the latest thing. We need to buy that. We need to have that. We need to have that. I try to balance that out with folks too.
Sure, sure. So you mentioned The Ordinary, you mentioned a couple other brands. Are there others that you're like, okay, these guys really, they're pretty solid. They know what they're doing. They really take the ingredients to the next level and they're like the tried and true for you.
I liked One Skin. It's fairly expensive. I like their approach, their molecular approach to skincare, cellular molecular approach.
Mm-hmm.
They're different, but the problem with some of these and why it's hard for me to answer that question is that you still need a vitamin C serum with some of these. Like you
Okay.
can't just use that and only it, because you're going to be missing out. Like it doesn't have the antioxidant agents that say a vitamin C would give you for your skin.
Yeah.
Big believer in vitamin C serum for folks.
And actually this is a good segue. Vitamin C. You can't just buy any vitamin C serum because there's a lot of hokiness around that too. Can you just provide maybe a 1-minute education on what kind of vitamin C you should look for?
Two types of vitamin C, L-ascorbic acid, which is unstable, it's very strong, very effective, but not good for everybody's skin type unless it's a very low percentage.
Mhm.
So it's hard sometimes to determine how much that percentage is. 2 to 5% is probably good for most people because, again, this is an ongoing serum. You're not trying to really cure anything. You're just trying to help your skin be healthy, the vitamin C serum. If you have sensitive skin, then there's sodium ascorbyl phosphate, which is stable. It's a derivative, gives the similar result, longer time to work. So none of those should ever cost you more than $50. You just don't need a super powered vitamin C serum. And there's a brand out there that has been well known for years of being super expensive. I'm going to name the name. But now they come out with, well, our patent expired, so we're able to lower our price now. They had a patent on vitamin C serum and ferulic acid. Really?
Yeah.
I mean, so if you want a good vitamin C serum, the best is a serum that has ferulic acid because it supports the vitamin C action, and that can be in either one of those, the L-ascorbic or the sodium ascorbyl phosphate. But if you have sensitive skin, you want to go the sodium ascorbyl phosphate version, not the other, because it's reactive. Same sort of problem with that as with tretinoin versus an over-the-counter retinol.
Yeah.
Retinoic acid is actually better than both on your skin because it doesn't go through that chemical change at all. So I'm sure the people that make the tretinoin products aren't happy with that. And again, if someone was using tretinoin and they agreed with them and they've got great results, why change? Just leave it alone. It's working. Long-term tretinoin use for a lot of people that started in the 30s has paid way more benefits than people that did Botox, because we have all the issues around too much Botox use for too long. So yeah, that vitamin C serum, I think everybody should give that a go. It's really good for your skin. Think of it as food for your skin.
Yep.
So vitamin C in the diet, vitamin C on the outside of your skin helps protect against damage from the sun. There's no reason not to use it unless your skin is reactive, and that's usually to the L-ascorbic acid version, which, by the way, after you open the bottle, 6 to 8 weeks later, it starts to lose its, even in a dark bottle. We've done the test strip. We've done the test strip to test the strength. Yeah, once the air starts getting to it, so buy small ones.
Small ones, or if you can get like an airless sort of
Yeah.
a package, then that
Yeah.
typically helps to keep its
Because I let
potency.
people know we have strips. I have strips I can insert and stuff and tell the strengths of activate. So they're like, oh, you could do that? Of course it can. That's what the consumer people do to make sure that's how they, well, it wasn't a strip, but that's how they caught the skincare
That they're not giving the
and
potency that they're
the
saying.
potency.
Mhm.
That's the same thing that happened with the sunscreens a few years ago. Remember the overseas
Mhm.
sunscreens,
Mhm.
50 SPF, it wasn't even close. Like
Mhm.
15. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, vitamin C serum is good, but a lot of people don't realize they'll try to get 3 or 4 bottles of that stuff cheaper. Just buy the little one, or like I said, in airless
Uh-huh.
dark bottle and use it
Ferulic
within.
acid.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
ferulic acid, use it. Vitamin E is also good if you can find one that has vitamin E in it, and just use it every morning. And it's just going to feed your skin. It's going to help your skin. It helps your
Yeah.
other products work better too.
Yeah, yeah. It's a really good foundation. I mean, you don't have to spend a whole lot on your cleanser. Your cleanser is your cleanser and it washes down the drain. So people will think that they need a fancy cleanser. It's really not. Don't
Yeah,
put your money there. Put it on
yeah.
your leave-ons. And so let's talk about sunscreen, since I know that that's where your controversy seemed to have started. And it's so funny because having worked so many years for Neutrogena and having worked on their sun business and really knowing what the ingredients are and the mineral, the zincs and the titaniums versus your oxybenzones and the chemical based ones, and then hearing the controversy from moms saying, "I'm never using sunscreen again. It causes autism or
Craziness.
causes vitamin D deficiency or it causes cancer," and all of that. And I was like, it just really took me aback to hear all
So
of this in the
it baffled
news.
you, didn't it? It
It
baffled
it
you.
baffled it baffled me, Chris. It
Is
baffled
yeah,
me.
sunscreen. Here's what I say. I've done a ton of videos on sunscreens. Probably time for me to do another one because we're having this time of year where people quit using it because it's winter.
Exactly,
I'm
because they
like,
think, oh, I don't need sunscreen in the
and
wintertime or
it's like, okay, Ava benzo. Okay, the biggest problem with the chemical sunscreens happens in the ocean, really not on your skin. So when you take a look at the new
coral reef
generation of
bleaching. Yeah.
so that's a good thing. So there's specific sunscreens you should wear if you're going to be in the ocean water just to protect the marine life. What folks understand is when they test these chemicals out, they test them at a huge strength. I mean, it's not even the same amount that would go on your skin. It's in a
Mhm.
petri dish, and they look how cells react. Living cells react to those ingredients.
This is
And
called
so,
in vitro.
yeah.
Mhm.
So there's some concerns with some of what they saw with avobenzone and octinoxate. Those are the biggest concerns. So no human has gotten cancer from sunscreen. I have researched this till I have fall off the chair. No one has not been tied to any cancer death. Skin cancer has. Skin cancer
From
has
not
been tied
using
to a
it.
lot of, from
Yeah.
not using it. So then you got the minerals, and then you got nano and non-nano, that controversy.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, look, folks, you need to wear sunscreen. Whatever kind you'll wear is the kind you should get, because we have all these beautiful hybrids now where they've taken as little of the chemical one version as you would need for protection, and they've added mineral sunscreen to it for extra protection. So you're getting really good sunscreen. This with minerals, they wipe off, they sweat off really quickly. So you clothes wear them off. So I mean, if you're not going to wear sunscreen, you need to wear sun protective clothing and a hat.
Mhm.
If you're going to be out all day, now if you run into the car to get something, a little bit of sunlight, I tell people a little morning light, a little evening light is good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. But if you're going to be outside working in the yard all day or baking at the beach, you need to be protected. So I'm round and round with it. And I just try to tell people, like, there's so many varieties now, from pure zinc all the way over to they're not even the same generation anymore because they've changed all those formulations
Mhm.
that are going to protect your skin. At least 15. 50 is not necessary. 50 is heavy. Gets in people's eyes. They get fooled into thinking, I put a 50 on, I'm good all day, which is another myth.
Yeah, the
And you still
compliance is
sweat that
important.
off.
Is like, yeah, you've got to be able to
So,
know
so
that you either need to reapply it or, I mean, I think women have a little bit of a benefit in that. Like a lot of us like to wear makeup. And so the
it's sitting
makeup
there
has
now.
built
Yes.
in,
Yeah. Which is
sunscreens in them
good.
because of the minerals and the
Yeah.
titanium and whatnot that's
So
in powders and stuff. But
I tell people, here's what I do. and I'm still kicking. So I wear sunscreen. If I'm going to go to the beach, I wear a beach appropriate sunscreen that is chemically based, that won't sweat or wash off quickly. My general sunscreen, I love Dermatology brand for theirs. It's a 46. I have a tinted one and a clear one. I use the tinted one on my face just so I don't have that kind of white shiny that's on my face, but I use the plain one on my arms, my neck, anything that's exposed. And I don't have 61-year-old skin, or what people would think of as, I don't get skin tears. I don't have bruising. I don't have the spots all over. I have a few spots where the melanin has stopped because that ran out. As you get older, you just run, it's like gray hair. You just run out of color.
You just run out of color.
I'm not red, green, blue, yellow, brown, all this novel looking stuff. And which, by the way, if you have that sun damage, it can be repaired. I mean, there are formulations now that have kojic acid, hydroquinone, and a bit of a retinol that really reverse that on the leg. It's
from
crazy.
Muesli, I use the Triluma knockoff.
Yeah.
And it works great.
Yeah. Muesli has that body formula is amazing. I've seen what that is. I use it myself.
Yeah. I use the Spot product and it works really well.
It's funny. The reason I got into that was I had a few spots pop up and I started using Versed Skincare's gentle retinols of Cucciol instead of the retinol in it.
Yeah, it's the natural retinol.
My arms were responding to that.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Like I was like, that's an over-the-counter product that costs $11 able to do that. So when I found out that there was the one, because I know the acids, right? Kojic acid, tranexamic acid, all this. When I found out there was a compounded formulation that included hydroquinone, that's a really good ingredient. You can't get over the counter anymore because people abused it, of course. So it always happens.
That was another controversial ingredient, yeah.
But it works really well. And what they generally do is they have you use it for a while with the hydroquinone. Then they have you use it without it. I've never had any problems with it. And it's such a small dosage of that anyway. And it's compounded to work with the other ingredients. So it's not the main one. But I was telling people, even turmeric soap.
Oh, interesting.
The yellow soap, it works really, really well, especially for other areas of the body where you have just discoloration from friction and age, the armpits, growing, all those areas. That soap is very mild.
Wow.
Melanin is a brand I really like. I have it in the shower, the yellow bar soap. And for guys, because we tend to get that darkening of the skin here, everybody knows those areas. So that soap works really well. You just soap up, you leave it on for a couple minutes and rinse it off. And by doing that, those areas lighten back up to their normal pigmentation.
Very cool.
Because it's not like an age spot. That's a friction pigmentation issue. Almost like a scar.
Yeah.
So the skin on the surface has darkened because it's tougher, rougher
to
protect you.
Yeah.
So really good stuff. So it doesn't always have to be an expensive product. That bar stuff, I think, is $5. So now that's the next trend, because now I'm seeing the ads everywhere for that.
Hit subscribe right now for more stories and inspiring conversations with me, Jennifer Norman, the host of the Human Beauty Movement podcast. Isn't it amazing how on TikTok people are so intrigued by extraction?
I wrote.
Sometimes I can't help myself. I'm like, I have
a peer. This is much like where it was going to happen to me on the YouTube channel. I did a mole and wart video. We talked about that.
Yeah.
And it took off because it was a holistic approach to that. And the warts with using baking soda and castor oil to kill the wart virus, because people remember it's a virus and they're replicating. So that took off. And I thought, great, I'm going to be known as the wart guy on YouTube. So I have a peer that has a good skincare channel, and he's about 800,000 people. He passed me. We were kind of a little mutual chat. He passed me. He had a video that he did on extraction, a YouTube short. It's gross. He said, I just did it just to have it in the kind of the catalog, like to say I did one on that. And the thing went viral and gave him all these subscribers that do nothing. They don't watch the other videos. So he goes, it's not as grand as it looks. Because, people that are fascinated with that, that's what they're fascinated with. They don't want to know about this brand or this new ingredient or this formulation works better or rankings or they don't want any of that. All they want is that stuff. So he had a choice to make. Either keep making that stuff and grow a channel and be about that, or stick to my skincare. And he stuck to his skincare, smart guy. So I was like, just stick to that, because is that really what you want to do? Dr. Pimple Popper has that. Let her have that.
Yeah, I was going to say, she's quite the celebrity nowadays.
Yeah. Let her have all that squishy, wishy stuff. As a person who had skin problems, I don't like to look at it at all.
Oh.
I'm just like, ugh, the poor person.
It's one of those strangely intriguing, what do they call it? It's like just very, very odd. Like you find yourself like,
I get the psychology of it. It's like videos where people want to, if I do something on food, they want to see me eat it. I get the psychology of all that, but I'm just like, would you watch people get their teeth ripped out? Like that's an extraction.
Some people might, yeah.
Well,
So-
somebody told me there's something for everybody.
Yeah.
Because they're like, you should do. So they were joking when I did the photo shoot. You should do OnlyFans. I'm like, nobody wants to see me at 61, and I would never do that anyway. And then they're like, what are we gonna do? Wiggle my toes? I go, oh, you probably make a lot of money with that. It's like, do people like that? Really, wiggling toes?
Really? Really? Oh, I guess there's something for everyone.
Not happening. So nobody get excited because I'm not doing that.
Oh, wow.
My videos are YouTube friendly.
Yeah. So
made for TV.
Were there like a couple of videos that you think were like really responsible for you getting the most subscribers that you've had? Because you've got a really healthy channel. You've got over 500,000 subscribers now and counting.
Yeah,
and
my subscriber base is interesting because it skewed older once I started focusing more on anti-aging or pro-aging. So, but I still have people who've been following me from the book days that were in their 20s, teens and 20s that are now in their 40s.
Right.
The neck video took off. I've done the yoga video took off. This facial yoga video took off. It's been it's just not been any one sort of thing. Now that I did do a video on under eye bags gone in 2 minutes. It was the baking soda and water version where you mix them and because the baking soda helps extract the lymph fluid. So if that's a lymph fluid problem, not straight on baking soda because it can be a little challenging for your skin. That video took off because I think the title was how to get rid of eye bags in under 2 minutes, and I do it on screen. I use it. That one was for a long time. That one took off. But on my channel, it's weird. Stuff that I have done a year or two ago that was all right will suddenly get life. Like somebody will watch it all the way through and recommend it, and it will get some other channel will mention it. And now I've got a big YouTube video that I've got to go back and update everything on because now people are seeing it. So I will tell you what overall has been the most popular are skincare oils. Talking about frankincense and myrrh and castor oil. Of course, castor oil had a new life on TikTok not too long ago. But anytime I do oil videos, people pay attention.
I'm going to send you some of my Humanist Beauty facial oil then.
There you go. You might as well send it to me. I like oils because they work well. The skin understands the oil because we produce it, all those things. And for a lot of people, it's in their budget. And it can give them some really good results as long as they patch test, make sure they don't have any irritation to that oil. Like lavender oil gives me problems, and that's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's one of those that gives me a little issue. Not if it's mixed with something, but if I put lavender oil, even a carrot oil on my skin, it doesn't like it.
Oh.
But the Bakuchi oil we just did on a product release for the retinol alternative that has Bakuchi oil in it. People went wild over that. I mean, I'm like, it's good stuff. I mean, it will work for you. And you're not going to get red, dry, and peely from it. So,
and for those that like more natural type ingredients.
Right. And a lot of people are looking for that. They don't want a lot of things they don't understand on the label.
Right.
Or a lot of artificial fragrance. The great thing about the oils is they have a fragrance that's naturally
aromatherapeutic
to them. Yeah. So you're getting something that smells nice, but without artificial chemical perfume in it. So people like that. So those have been by and far, I would say as a trend over the last 6-8 months, those have been the videos that have been really, really liked a lot.
Sweet.
People really like them. So
what is next for you?
Oh, it's a big question. A new book. A new book needs to come out.
A new book needs to come out.
Yeah.
Are you working on it?
I started putting it together. I made a promise in the early days on the channel when I got to 500,000 subscribers, I'd start working on the book whenever that was. And I said, the reason, I was very honest, having been in the book business and done a book before, I'm not doing a book unless it's a bestseller. So the only way to guarantee that is to have enough of you buy it that it's going to be good. So there got to be enough of you guys willing to do that. So I started working on it. It's probably be a couple of years for books are hard. Even I'm not going to chat GBT. I'm not going to do that. Yeah. I mean, that's great for research, but it cannot write your book for you. People won't know. But the great thing for me is I have 1,600 videos now.
Wow.
A catalog of videos, a catalog of information that I can pull from to help me write the book, which does not all have to be in my head at once. I can say, I want to talk about this topic and go to my own videos and rewatch them and go and be reminded of all that information. So that's helpful. I have a small skincare line we've been developing. We just added a product, the bakuchiol product it's called First Row Retinol Alternative. It's a really good product, botanical based, organic, botanically based, vegan, all that stuff.
And when do your supplements come out?
So we're working on that now. That's been a wild ride. So I picked out a supplement. I always share the truth and stuff. We got the label design. It's good. I have it here in the house. I've tried it. I was about to have friends buy it. And then the supplier for that said, we're having global issues with all that's going on, getting the ingredients. So we're going to discontinue that and replace it with a different formula, which would be fine. Haven't launched yet. Not a big deal, except they don't know when that formula is going to be available. So now I got to go to a different supplier and find a formulation that they'll adjust for me to my specifications so that we can release it. So we have other stuff coming, but it was like, I was not pleased.
No.
I was pleased that we didn't launch it yet.
It's the behind the scenes of product development, ladies and gents.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's difficult. There's always so many moving parts.
So, we just went through the whole approval process with the merchant accounts to sell it and all that. So it's fine. Like I said, the universe is usually very protective of me. And as I said to my business, I said, well, look, we were about to launch this. What if we had launched it and then would have had it in November?
Exactly. Hey,
it would have been
happened for a reason beforehand.
So at least we didn't do that yet. I mean, we've done all the work to get it on the website and all that was fine, It's sort of like, I look at it this way. Sometimes I film a video and I think it's great. It looked good. I did everything right. The sound check with it. For whatever reason, the microphone came unplugged or something happened or there's no sound.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
And I have to redo the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I always feel like it's never as good as that one. It's always one where I'm thinking, that's really good. And not a lot of outtakes, not a lot of language in there because I get frustrated when things interrupt me. Cover the dogs, which they've been really good. There's two of them.
I didn't even know that they were there.
They have been really good. Emma's a little bit famous because she gets cameoed occasionally, but the other one doesn't like the camera. But they've been really good. It's dinner time and they're like,
I'm amazed. Yeah.
They haven't barked at anything. Or it's like, wow. So, but yeah, supplements I'm doing. And the reason I'm doing that stuff is because it's an extension of what I'm doing on YouTube already. It's stuff that I use. I'm not going to sell anything that I'm not using myself. So that keeps my finger on the pulse of the product and how it's working. And then I have a certain level of trust I want to preserve with my viewing audience. So they've known about it. I don't push it on the channel hard, but they knew about it. I did not want to make the mistakes of some of my peers of like sending stuff out and not telling them, I won't name names, that it was theirs. Nothing wrong with doing that. To get the thought process was, I'm going to send this out. I want feedback and I don't want people to tell me what I want to hear. I want people to tell me if it's good or not. So they did that. Well, then it came out. It got started, as it always does in the internet world, that, that's their product. They're selling you their product and they just didn't want you to know. So that took off and caused a lot of problems for that person. So I'm just like, nothing intentional. The products were great and they've recovered. They're doing just fine. But I said, I'm learning from that.
Yeah.
Because I get the logic. So if you're the personality behind it, I get the logic. I want people to test that without knowing that it's me behind it. So I get true feedback. Didn't work out that way. So I'm like, I'm not going to do that. So I had people know, and I tell them, just come back and let me know how it works. And it's not at retail we weren't doing that. That person took everything retail. It was a really big thing for that, have that kind of rumor get out was not a good thing. So we're just building it along, kind of like Paula's Choice did, just kind of organically going there. When it's time for it to be in a retail shop, it'll be in a retail shop. Until then, skincare company has it and we just keep developing and get feedback. And that's why I like to do things. That's what happened with the book. The skincare book was an ebook. The Acne-Free was an ebook on ClickBank because Amazon wasn't selling books yet. And it took off. So we knew it was hitting a nerve. So it's been a year getting feedback from people who read the ebook and the questions from people that I didn't answer in the book, that we revised it. That's when we turned it into a paperback. So it was an ebook, a paperback, then a hardcover, and I was on TV. So it's completely backwards to what I usually work. It's usually a hardcover, then the paperback, then the...
What's a great indie way to do it rather than like going and diving in with all this investment and all that?
As soon as I got on TV, that all changed. First TV show.
Well, congrats on that. That's
great. That was crazy.
Yeah, no, that's really, really phenomenal. I really congratulate you for all of that and everything that has been able to happen since then and just catalyzing your way forward. It's really, really fantastic to see. Super, super. All right. So, Chris, to end, I always ask my guests 3 constant questions, which are reminders of what connects us all, our beauty, our humanity, and the truths that we live by. So, my first question to you is, what makes you beautiful?
My authenticity. That's easy. I try to keep it real.
I
Even
can
when it
tell.
makes me look bad. Yeah, I'll try to keep it real.
Even when it makes you look bad, you're still beautiful because you're authentic.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean by that.
Yeah,
Even if it doesn't
exactly.
like I shouldn't have done that.
Uh-huh. Okay. Actually, my second question to you is, what does it mean to be human?
Lots of mistakes. Because you're always learning. You really get something right the first thing out of the gate, which is why we like that. That's why we like that feeling. It's fun when you win. It's fun when you get something right. But usually it takes a lot of, it's just learning. I mean, that's how you grow. It grows you. Was that what you go through grows you? Yeah.
I like
And
that
we all
phrase.
go
Yeah,
through stuff.
for sure.
Yeah.
And my last question for you is, what's one truth that you live by?
One truth. Tell the truth. Sort of goes with the other one. Be consistent. Tell the truth.
Yeah, those are
Those
great
two.
answers.
Consistency. Yeah.
Those are great answers.
My mama raised me right with that.
Your mama raised you. Your mama raised you good, Chris.
I had a sibling or two that chose other modus operandi when it came to telling our parents stuff.
Oh.
And I was the one like, you know what? Yep. And you know, you're a kid. You know why you did it? Nope. Right. Well, you're not grounded. Thank you for telling the truth. And I still get flack about that. I'm like, I told the truth. Yeah, but you should have got spanking for that. And you didn't. I'm like, nope, I didn't get a spanking.
Because the truth is more important than what you actually did.
But when I got in situations later in my life as a teen, and I had some dust-ups, guys.
Oh, that's another podcast for sure.
Dust-ups in high school. My parents would tell the principal of the school or whoever, I believe him. He doesn't lie.
No?
He will tell the truth, even if it makes him look bad.
That's important. Yeah.
Growing up, I was in the corporate world for a little while. That was always, they always believed me because I didn't fib or stretch it or anything.
You tell it like it is.
Tell it like it is.
Oh, amazing. Well,
nicely. It's always important to be nice when you do it.
Yes. Well, Chris, thank you so much. Beautiful humans, go see Chris on his YouTube channel, which is Chris Gibson Live. You will find an emporium of great tips, advice, reviews, all of these things that you want to know and more about skincare, about beauty products, about a holistic lifestyle from inside out. Chris, thank you so much for being my guest today on the podcast. It was such a fun time talking with you.
Yeah, very.
Thank you for listening to the Human Beauty Movement podcast. Be sure to follow, rate, and review us wherever you stream podcasts. The Human Beauty Movement is a community-based platform that cultivates the beauty of humankind. Check out our workshops, find us on social media, and share our inspiration with all the beautiful humans in your life. Learn more at thehumanbeautymovement.com. Thank you so much for being a beautiful human.